Welcome, everyone, to today's deep dive. We usually treat procrastination like this, just a simple productivity glitch, like I didn't do the dishes or I missed a deadline.
Right, it's annoying, but rarely life-altering.
Exactly. But looking at this recollection from Ram Dass Pandit regarding his time with Baba Shrii Anandamurtiji, the stakes feel wildly different here.
It really is a complete reframe. In this General Darshan from Delhi, Baba isn't talking about procrastination as just some bad habit. He identifies it as the primary threat to spiritual evolution.
Yeah, it's not just about being lazy. Our mission today is to explore this specific psychological strategy he gives to defeat what he calls a weakness of the human mind.
And the solution he proposes is honestly a bit of a psychological paradox. It's this idea that you need to run two completely contradictory operating systems regarding time.
And run them simultaneously, which is, it's wild because most of us have one setting right. We're either rushing through everything or we are relaxed about everything.
Yeah, that is the core of the strategy. Baba argues that having one setting is a mistake. He says for your worldly duties, so your job or your chores, you need to adopt the mindset that you have a very long life ahead of you.
Which sounds totally counterintuitive if you want to be efficient. Usually we think pressure makes diamonds. Why tell someone to act like they have forever to answer an email?
Because pressure also creates anxiety. If you are cleaning the house thinking the world is ending, you are going to be frantic. The long life mindset creates stability.
Oh, I see. It removes the worry.
Exactly. It allows you to be steady and calm with the mundane stuff. You stop negotiating with the clock and just do the work.
I can see that preventing burnout on the small stuff. But then the source flips. When it comes to sadhana, so a spiritual practice, the advice becomes incredibly intense.
It is a hard 180.
Yeah.
The moment you sit for sadhana, Baba says you must convince your mind that this is the absolute last moment of your life.
And not metaphorically either. He uses the image of Yamaraj.
Yes, the load of death.
That image really stuck with me. It is not just death is coming. It is Yamaraj has already caught you by the hair.
It is so visceral, isn't it? Imagine that grip.
Yeah.
If you genuinely believe you have 10 seconds left before you leave this body, did your mind have time to wander?
Absolutely not. You aren't planning dinner.
Yeah.
You aren't replaying an argument from yesterday.
Exactly. The mind is forced into a singularity. It manufactures what the source calls extreme intensity. You drop the baggage because there is no future to carry it into.
Which creates this desperate, immediate need to connect with the divine right now. It frames spiritual practice as an absolute emergency.
It does. And the reason for this extreme visualization,
The psychological warfare.
right, the warfare, it's necessary because of Dirgha Sutrata.
Which is the Sanskrit term for procrastination.
Yes, but specifically a slow-moving tendency. It is that seductive voice that says, I will meditate after I nap, or I will really focus tomorrow when I am less stressed. That voice is the greatest enemy on the path of spiritual evolution.
It is the voice that assumes there is always a tomorrow.
Precisely. And the source is blunt. If you listen to Dirgha Sutrata, then sadhana never actually begins.
You're just sitting with your eyes closed, waiting for a perfect moment that never comes.
Right. The death grip visualization is meant to create continuous effort and eagerness. It forces the practitioner to forget everything else. It is the only thing loud enough to drown out that voice.
So if we manage to get that intensity, if we hack our brains with this visualization, what are we actually channeling it into? Because the source gives a very specific action plan.
It does. It is a 3-part directive for the aspirant. The overall goal is to reach the lotus feet of Param Purush within this precious single lifetime.
So supreme consciousness.
Yes. And to do that, the first step is maximum kirtan, specifically chanting the mantra Bhavanam Kaval.
Okay.
Second is maximum sadhana, that intense, desperate meditation we just discussed. And third is rendering maximum service to suffering humanity.
It really strips away the complexity. We tend to overcomplicate the spiritual path with theories and reading, but this is just pure immersion.
It is about total utilization of the time you have. The strategy is to stop acting like you have a dozen lifetimes to get there.
It is a heavy concept, but I actually find the split kind of amazing. I can stress less about traffic because I have a long life, but I have to stress more about meditation because I am about to die.
It is selective urgency.
Yeah, selective urgency. You save your adrenaline for the things that actually matter for your soul.
Exactly.
So here's the challenge for everyone listening. The next time you sit down to focus on your most meaningful goals, try that switch. Don't just try to focus. Imagine the clock has already run out. See how your attention shifts if you apply this last moment intensity there while keeping a calm, long life perspective for your chores.
And ask yourself this. The mind is always negotiating for tomorrow. But what happens if you treat now as the only currency you have left?
Something to mull over. That is it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.